Hey my loves, and welcome back to another Halloween tutorial. So today I'm going to be doing a Scarecrow makeup look, and I decided to wear eye contacts with this. These are the white out eye contacts, but feel free to wear your own eye colour if you don't want to wear eye contacts or you're not comfortable with them, but I just thought they gave a bit of edge to this look. Otherwise, let's move on to the skin. So first of all, I'm priming my skin with my Urban Decay Self-Adjusting Complexion Primer to create a nice neutral base for the foundation that we will be applying on top. Next, I'm going in with my foundation. This is the Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation, and I'm placing this all over my skin and down my neck. And then over top, I'm going in with my concealer, and this is the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Creamy Beige, and basically highlighting the skin as well as concealing up any purple tones or any unwanted eye bags, because this Scarecrow is damn fine, girl, damn fine. Create a nice glow to the skin before we add any powder. I'm going in with this strobing liquid from Maybelline and placing this on all the high points of my face to create a gorgeous highlight and glow to the skin, because even though we are a Scarecrow, this is a Halloween look. It's the Halloween time of the year, so we can glow as much as we want. And I'm placing this down my neck and on my décolleté as well to create a nice even glow around the body. Next, to set my concealer areas in place, I'm baking this Fit Me Pressed Powder in 135 underneath my eyes and also my lids as well, and then dusting any excess product over the rest of my face to set my foundation in place as well. And then to get rid of any excess powder sitting on the skin and lock that makeup in place, I'm spritzing my finishing spray from Skindinavia all over my face. For the brows, I wanted nice, fierce, dark brows today. I'm just going to whiz through this though really quickly because I have done an in-depth brow tutorial on already, so I'll link that in the cards above or down below in the description bar, along with my other Halloween tutorials if you want to have any other ideas for Halloween. But otherwise, I'm just going to quickly whiz through and carve out my brows. I'm just using my Maybelline brow powder in the shade Dark Brown today. Just that one because I wanted to keep a nice dark fierce brow like I said. I'm just going to carve out my brows, and to brush through the hairs and keep them stuck in place, I'm going in with my Rimmel Brow This Way Brow Sculpting Gel in the shade Dark Brown to, like I said, stick those brow hairs in place so they don't move at all throughout the evening or whatever Halloween party we're going to. Once the brows are nice and carved and fierce looking, I'm going to move on to my eyes. So to begin off this eye look, I'm going in with this light orange shade from my Morphe 350 palette on a fluffy brush from Zoeva. And I'm just placing this in the crease to begin off with. And I'm buffing this pretty high up towards the brow bone. I like to start off with a little bit of product and then build up from there. So I do want this orange shade to stand out, so I do want to make it a little bit more pigmented than I usually would. So that's why I'm also buffing it up towards the high point of my brow, because I do want it to stand out against the other shades that we'll be using. So I buff it up towards my brow bone area, and I also connect it to the outer corner of my eye. So I'm creating a nice elongated eye shape today, because this Scarecrow has gorgeous almond-shaped eyes. And then once I've created a nice deep orange crease, I'm going in with this brick brown shade from the same palette, and using the same brush, I'm whacking this brown through the crease just below where we placed that orange shade to create a nice gradient effect. And I'm going to make this quite pigmented as well. I do want to have that gradient quite pigmented and seamless, so I do a lot of buffing motions in the crease to create a nice blended effect. And I add a little bit of product at a time to create that gorgeous blend. And then finally I'm going back in with that light orange shade to buff out any harsh lines and bring that colour back a little bit more. Next, grabbing a deeper brown shade from the Morphe palette again on a petite brush, this time it's more dome-shaped brush. I'm whacking this deep brown through the crease and then deepening up the inner and outer corner of the eye, creating a sort of halo-shaped eye for now. So adding a little bit of product at a time and buffing it up towards that brick brown shade. I like to place more pressure where I want more pigment to be, so on the inner and outer corner and through the crease. And as I buff that brown up towards that brick brown shade, I use lighter pressure so it fades that brown out a little bit more. Then I go back in with those two shades we used before, that brick brown shade and some of that light orange shade, and just kind of bring those colours back and buff out any harsh lines that may be present. Next, I'm taking my Makeup Geek Black Eye Kohl in the shade Obsidian and placing this tightly against my lash line and buffing it up towards the lid area to create a nice black base for the eyeshadow that we'll be going in on top with. I want it to be really pigmented against that lash line so there's no skin colour peeking through. Then I'm going to take that black eyeshadow from my 35W Morphe palette and packing this on with a flat shader brush from Morphe to create a nice pigmented black eye, nice smoky eye. So just packing this product, I want most of the pigment to be closest to the lash line, and as I take that product up towards the crease area, I want it to fade out, so I use lighter tapping motions, fading that product into the brown shade so that it does the blending for us. So heavier packing motions towards the lash line, and then lighter packing motions using whatever's left on the brush towards the crease area. Once you have your gorgeous black smoky eye on, we're going to line our lash line and create a nice wing to, again, keep with that lovely almond-shaped eye effect. So to draw my wing on, I'm using my Hailey Baldwin from Model Co. liquid liner and just drawing the outline of the wing first. Then once I have my shape on, I'm going to go in with my Milani Infinite Black liquid liner to fill in the line so that it's nice and pigmented and black. Then I go back in with my Hailey Baldwin from Model Co. liquid liner and I create a little point on the inner corner to create a nice feline, more fierce eye to go with this scary Scarecrow theme. And then I move on to mascara. So the mascara I'm going in with today is the Arganwear Black Mascara to make my lashes nice and black and prepped for falsies. And the false lashes I'm going in with today are these gorgeous lashes from Anitude in the style Fairy. Perfect for a Halloween theme. They're very full, very voluptuous, very flirty, fluffy. They're all that good stuff in one. So once I've got my lashes applied, I'm going in and just applying some contour powder to the face. This is in the shade Breakup from Makeup Geek. And I'm placing this on just under my cheekbones, carving them out, making a nice chiseled base for this gorgeous scarecrow. Then I'm going to give a bit of shape to my forehead, so contour my forehead, underneath my chin and jawline as well, because this scarecrow has a nice fierce jawline, guys, just saying. And then I also go in and contour my nose. Contouring your nose is optional, guys, because we do go in with that patch later on. But I want to create a nice chiseled out, nose, so that's why I went in and contoured my nose, but this part is optional if you guys don't want to do it. It's not really that necessary. And I always go in and blend out any harsh lines that may be present, so it just melts to the skin a lot more. So I use my beauty blender for that. To tightline my eyes, I'm going back in with that Obsidian Eye Kohl from Makeup Geek and tightlining and also placing this in my waterline all the way from inner to outer corner, connecting up that little inner corner point. And I also drag that liner down underneath my lash line so I can smoke it out afterwards. Next, taking a black eyeshadow, this is from my Morphe 35W palette. I'm smudging this black against the lash line where we place that black eye kohl down. I'm just making it nice and smoky and really pigmented. To further blend out that black, I'm going in with this deep orange shade from my Morphe 350 palette on a pencil brush. I'm just smudging out that black so it's nice and smoky and also bringing some of that orange back. Then taking this transition shade that's a couple shades darker than my skin tone, I'm just using this shadow to blend out that orange so there's no harsh lines and it's nice and smoky. Then because I saw this really cool effect on Pinterest, I'm creating this kind of drooly, dripping lash line. So it really adds to the scarecrow look. So I'm grabbing a liquid liner and just drawing little drizzle lines underneath my lash line. So it looks like my mascara is running and it just adds to the creepy effect of the scarecrow. Then I'm just adding some bottom lash mascara to finish off these eyes. Next, moving back onto the face, I'm creating little faux freckles. So I'm grabbing this eye pencil from Makeup Geek in the shade Espresso and drawing little dots here and there just wherever I feel is necessary. Little ones, more deeper pigmented ones to recreate little sunspot freckles that a scarecrow would have from being in the sun all day. So I'm just placing this all over from the side of my nose, not on the bridge. I don't want to put any on the bridge of my nose, just keeping it to the side of my nose and just placing this all the way along my cheeks and up around the side of my temples to above my brow area so that it kind of shapes my face and just has that really sun-kissed look to the skin. Then I'm just going to grab a beauty sponge to soften those those dots up so that they're not so harsh and they look more softer and more natural to the skin. If you do have trouble blending out your little faux freckles, just add a little bit of foundation to your sponge and just place that on top to soften those spots up. To give a bit of warmth to the complexion because a Scarecrow is out in the sun, like I said, I'm grabbing my bronzer from Maybelline in the shade Barbados Babe and placing this on all the perimeter of my face where I would naturally hit the sun. Then for blush, I'm going to actually be using eyeshadows today. So I'm going to start off with this light orange shade that we use in our crease for a transition colour and place this on the apples of my cheeks. Then I'm going in with this Flame Point eyeshadow from Sugar Pill and placing this on the very centre of that orange to create a nice gradient pigmented cheek. So that dark orange fades into that lighter orange and then it fades into the skin. For the nose patch, I'm first of all drawing a teardrop on the nose area with a black eye kohl from Makeup Geek in the shade Obsidian. So once you've got your little teardrop drawn on there, I'm going in and I first place down some foundation to create a nice even base on the nose and help the eyeshadows to stick to it. Then I placed on Flame Point over top of that to create a nice orange effect, so orange patch on the nose. You can use whatever colour you want. I just stuck with the orange theme today. Then to finish off, I'm drawing a little outline, so I'm just going over the top of that black eye kohl with my liquid liner and then drawing little strokes across it to mimic little stitches that the patch was sewn onto our nose with. Finishing off with the mouth area. So first of all, I'm just going over my lips with some concealer first so they're muted out, and then I go over with my lip liner in Bullchick from Colourpop and just colour in the bottom part of my lip, leaving my top half like non-touched. I'm not touching the top half of my lip. Then I'm going in with this weirdo lipstick from Jeffree Star. It's a nice black lipstick and I'm placing this over top of that lip liner. And then I go in with an accent brush from Real Techniques in the same liquid lipstick and I just start drawing out my mouth area and then I just thicken them up, making them more pigmented. And then I go in and draw little stitches. I do about 3 crosses on my mouth area and then I go on with the lips. So I draw 2 really big X's on my lip area. So as you can see, I start off really small with those stitches and then I make them a lot bigger as I go along. To finish off this face look, I'm going in and highlighting to create that gorgeous glow because Halloween looks, of course, call for glowy skin. So I'm using my Violet Voss palette and the Moon Gleam shade and placing this on all the high points of my face where we placed that strobing liquid before. And I'm also highlighting my inner corner and brow bone with this highlighter. And then to finish off the whole makeup look, I'm going in with a setting spray. And that is the finished makeup look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's tutorial and I got a lot out of it. If you do recreate this look, make sure to tag me in any social medias. I've linked down below. Otherwise, have an amazing day, guys, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye!